Pearl Lapciuc.
Hi.
How are ya?
I'm good, thank God.
So, tomorrow's your last day with me.
It is, unfortunately.
How long have we been together this summer?
Almost 3 months.
3 months. So you're my intern.
Yes.
I met you because I know your dad and your uncle, right? I've worked for them or with them for 15 years.
Since 2007.
So connections is, you wouldn't be here if I didn't know them, right? How important is our relationships, right?
Yeah.
So it was tell the audience
Okay.
what happened the first day we went canvassing and what you said to me after we walked out of the first store.
Oh, I remember, yeah. So we were canvassing, it was my first time, and I asked her after the first store we went into, why don't we ask for the owner? And she's like, oh, no, you can never ask for the owner, because when you ask for the owner, if the person you're talking to is not the owner, then it just looks demeaning towards them and it makes them uncomfortable. And if they are the owner, why didn't you assume they were the owner?
Right. And what else? And then you also asked me why I didn't persuade, right? Because you had learned in school. What did you learn in school?
So I'm a business girl. I'm majoring in business and analytics.
And where do you go to school?
Leicester in New York City. Yeshiva University, for the Jews that are watching, you're probably familiar with that college. So I'm a business major, and what we learn to do is sales, and we want to get the potential client to buy our product. So I'm like, the same concept probably applies with trying to sell a space, and it doesn't. You want to get in there, get to the point, and get out. That you just want to, do what you need to do, and no monkey business.
Well, and I hope that you would learn now too, is it's not just for selling the space. It's if you're in sales, it's not about how can I sell my product. It's, I have a product, you are a potential buyer, what are your needs, and can I match that? I'm a matchmaker. So no one is ever going to convince anyone to buy anything. I hope that you've learned that through this process.
Through this process, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
We're in the matchmaking business, right?
That's what it is.
So besides that, what else have you learned? What are some of the things that you've done that you've enjoyed and maybe not enjoyed as much? You like to canvas, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not putting words in your mouth or anything.
No, not at all. I enjoy it. It's great. I think it's fun. It's a great way to get out of the office, but still be proactive and, I guess, prospecting, but physically doing it, and not just over social media or calling. So if you have ADD or it's harder for you to sit in an office all day, canvassing, that's your go-to, and it works, and it's personal.
Right.
So
did you do much Facebook prospecting?
I mean, I did what I could, but most of us get booted. There was actually this Grayson. He can just go on and on. He canvassed, prospected hundreds of people.
We had another intern early on in the summer, Grayson Martinez, another son of a friend, actually a nephew of one of my tenants, and he, for some reason, Facebook did not boot him after the typical 10 to 12. He was like, I'm on my 160th.
Yeah.
We were not lucky like that.
We gotta figure out how that happened.
Yeah. I think we came to the conclusion that he hadn't updated his Facebook or something, right? So what are some of the takeaways from the 3 months that you're gonna go back to, that either you found surprising about the business or that you're gonna take away and use going forward?
So definitely the fact that I came into this thinking that maybe I had a level 5 education or understanding of real estate and how it works.
Because your family's in it.
Because my family's in it, and I thought I'm in school.
You're smart, yeah.
I thought I was a confident 5, and
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, yeah. And now I think that going in, I was probably at 1.5 or 2, and I'm at a confident I learned a tremendous amount, but I'm at a confident 3 or 3.5. That just goes to show how much there is to know in this industry, and it's so broad, it's so diverse, and there's so many little things that you have to understand. And I know so much more within that 1.5 to 3.5 range than I thought I did before with the 5.
And think about, we only did retail. I mean, we did a little bit of office because we have a listing, right? But
and I did the study for you.
Right, so the market study. But yes, I love when I have someone new come in and I say, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, like how much do you think that you know in the, and oh, they're like, oh, 6, 7. I'm like, well, I'm not even at a 7,
Yeah.
right?
You asked me on the 3rd day of my internship when you were doing the workshop, and I sat in front of all those people who've been in the industry for like years. This intern, first step in the door to real estate, and I'm like 5, and they're like looking at me. I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Now I know.
Well, but how exciting that you can be in part of an industry and a career where there is so much to learn. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love it so much is
Yeah.
I've been doing this 33 years and I still learn every day.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's definitely one of the biggest things I've learned from you. Not even the technical terms or how things are run, that you can never stop learning and educating yourself. There's always more to accomplish and there's more to aspire to be. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in the field or, just keep trying to educate yourself.
Right.
So,
exactly. We've had a lot of fun experiences, right? We've had friends that have tried to get in the middle of some of our deals. We've learned about that, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in our industry, that happens a few times.
I was clueless when that happened.
We won't name any names.
Yeah.
But that was, that trying to take advantage.
I also realized that everything I thought I knew, even if I didn't know that I didn't know it yet, what I did know was subject to change. So everything, all the things I would ask you about and things that I thought I previously knew, you would say, oh, you kind of redefined it for me and put me on the right path of properly understanding it, how it should be understood. If that makes sense.
I've been very impressed with your work ethic.
Thank you.
There would be times where I would be traveling and I'd say, you don't have to come in tomorrow. And go, no, I have things to do. I'm going to come in. I mean, very impressed. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Yeah, very impressed with your work ethic. And, work ethic is the one thing that we as individuals in any industry, but specifically real estate, is the only thing we can control. We can't control the buyers, the sellers, the tenants. We certainly cannot control the tenants. We can't control the economy.
Yeah.
We can't control the interest rates. I mean, there's so much and we can't control our neighboring property owners who decide to start giving 6 months free rent. There's so many things that we can't control, but what we can control is our work ethic. And anyone that has a work ethic that you have, you'll be a success because, you will outwork. And I'm not suggesting that everyone should go do 60 hours a week, but if you're going to outwork other 21-year-olds, you'll succeed, because when they show up at 9:30 or 10 and you've been there since 8, you've got 2 hours ahead of them, right? So you'll hit the ground running a lot faster than they will. So really good job on that.
Thank you.
Probably came from your dad and your uncle.
Maybe. They work really hard.
They do.
They're very good role models.
Any last takeaway or any word of advice to maybe a future intern that works with me?
Yeah.
Show up on time.
We'll put the link for the intern manual below.
Yeah, she's working on that.
Aside from that, I would say, especially something that I would even say to myself, is that don't let anything intimidate you. Any lack of knowledge or not knowing in a certain field, don't hesitate to ask questions, because you owe it to yourself to do your due diligence, perfect your work ethic, and just try as best as you can, because that's the only way you're gonna get places in life. And me personally, I'm 21, there's only so much I knew then, and now I know so much more. If I didn't put the work ethic, if I was scared and after the second day, oh, I don't know about this, I'm scared, I just, maybe this internship is not for me, I never would have been at this point. We never would be having this interview. And then I wouldn't even tried.
Right, exactly.
So I think that everyone just has to, because everyone is born knowing nothing. You gotta educate yourself. You have to be motivated and you have to put your best foot forward, and that's the only place you're gonna get places in life.
What was your favorite thing you did of all of the things?
Oh, that's a hard one, because most of the things that we did, I really, truly enjoyed. And
You showed a lot of space, right? You showed some spaces with us, right? We
yeah,
canvassed. You were in a lot of
canvassed.
meetings. I took you to a lot of meetings.
yeah,
We met some characters.
we did. And I already come from a family of characters, so for me to call someone a character, you know.
Right. But do you have a favorite? I know you didn't really love doing the market study.
The markets.
No one would call you back.
So yeah,
Why did they call back?
I don't know. That's
When you get in this business, you're going to call everyone back, right?
yeah,
That's one of my pet peeves.
yeah.
If I can call everyone back, and as busy as I am, everyone else should be able to call people back, right?
Yeah, I would definitely. I'm gonna make that a point to treat everyone with
Be
the
responsive.
respect that-
Yeah, for
be
sure.
responsive.
Okay, favorite thing.
So this is not an experience that happened, but it's a story that Beth told me, and I really, really liked it. And it was basically she had this professional relationship with another broker, and he would always comment on her site, and like once a month or something, he would like spend like a minute of his day and send you a text message saying, and something that was personal, something that you can respond to with like a thumbs up or a smiley face, just to have that communication. And he stood out among all the other brokers that she had relationships with, because he would always text her and it was on the top of her mind. So then a few years later, you said, something came up and she was thinking, oh, like what broker do I know that could take care of this, or like have a space available for this type of tenant? And she automatically thought of this broker because he took that 1 minute of time, like once a month, to send his regards and just be a good, and he wasn't, when he messaged her, he wasn't like looking for leads, or he was just doing it out of being sincere. So that 1 minute a month is equivalent to like $500. So a minute equals $500. So it's like the little things that you have to be conscious of when you're building relationships.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great story. I know
really like
exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm so glad we had such a great time. And, if you ever need a reference, please, feel free to, give me a call and let me know. And thanks for working. And I have to give you a hug. Yay. And if you want to intern with me next summer or shadow me over the winter holiday or spring break, give me a call, because I love teaching young people.